Welcome to the Once Upon a Sunday Fantasy Football Podcast with your hosts, Josh Kimmel, Dave Campbell, and Justin Bauerle.
Welcome into Once Upon a Sunday Fantasy Football Podcast. I'm your host, Josh. I am back. No, I was here Friday.
You were here Friday. You're good.
But I am here for this priority waiver show. I hope you made your playoffs. I know I missed a couple that I really wanted to get into. Very frustrating. I know a lot of people are posting their, I'm in 28 leagues and I made the playoffs and here and here. Look, we're not here to boast about ourselves, talk about ourselves. We're here to get you into the playoffs. We're not, Justin. We're not. But you can. Go off. Well, how many playoffs did you make? Go ahead and brag. Let everyone know.
No, I'm in the playoffs in the leagues that I actually care about. So
it's good. I posted this on Twitter. I don't know how many leagues I've made the playoffs. I have not checked yet. I know that I was gonna make a couple, maybe 10, 12. I haven't checked yet. So we'll see tomorrow whenever I set my lineups. That's what I do on Wednesdays. I set my lineups on Wednesdays. Anyway, make sure you follow the show, OUSFF Pod. We will be putting all of our shorts on our YouTube page over there, on our personal YouTube page. Make sure you follow us on at Finstock Sports Network as well. You get the full show, full experience live every single Tuesday at noon, Wednesday, 8 p.m., and Friday at noon as well for your Dynasty content. Oh, we're on Instagram, TikToks, everywhere. But this is the priority waiver show. We have some injuries. We have some waivers for you. And I have a soapbox moment because I had some mean people.
Do you want to just talk about that now?
If you want.
Sure.
Are we going to clip it?
Yeah, sure.
All right. So last night I was on the Beer and Sports podcast with Josh Wingate. I do that every Monday night. And I already went off over there. The first 15 to 20 minutes was me going off. So I'll keep this one short and sweet. That Friday episode, Dynasty, especially that topic was, where will they land next season? Not what they're doing currently this season. Now, I understand you guys think quarterback 15, 16, 17 is awesome, right? You guys think that's great. That's Baker right now. Baker's quarterback 15 right now. You guys think that's great, and he's this, and he's that, and he's amazing. He has a completion percentage lower than Justin Fields. He's made only by Mike Evans. He's bottom of the barrel in all efficiency. I sent you the screenshot this morning, Justin. He's like 30th in this, 30th in deep completion percentage, 30th in play action completions, clean pocket percentage. He's like 27th. He's just inaccurate. He makes bad decisions. He doesn't really make you a winning football team. Matter of fact, they're not even a winning football team. They're below 500. So the question was, is he playing good enough to get a starting role next season? And if he's on your dynasty team now, what should you do? What should you expect for the future? So we're projecting to the future. I brought up Carson Wentz today. I brought up Carson Wentz to you, Justin, to nobody else. His last starting role was actually Washington after he left Indy. But Wentz last season in Indy, he had 3,565 yards, 27 touchdowns, only 7 interceptions, with a 62.4% completion percentage, with a 94.6 rating. All of those are better than Baker, yet they dumped him. They dumped him to the curb, and they went to Matt Ryan. Baker this season, 2,934 yards, 62.6% passer rate, 20 touchdowns, 8 interceptions, and an 89.7 rating. So you're telling me he has worse numbers than Carson Wentz in that 2021 season with the Colts. And they dumped him. And he was doing well for fantasy because I rostered him. But Baker is less than Carson, but he's going to keep the job. He's good. He's gold. He's a pimp. I saw one of the comments. Oh, he threw 26 touchdowns in his rookie season. Who gives a crap? Who cares? We're talking about next year. We're talking about 2024 and where he's going to be and where he's going to land. So if you're too stupid to understand that, that's on you. You're not watching for the right content. You're hate watching, which is okay. Thank you for supporting. Thank you for the views. All your comments got us to grow our page a little bit more. So I appreciate you. Thank you. Continue to come back and watch us for more insight. Call me dumb, call me whatever, but you're the one banking on a lame duck quarterback, not me. That's on you. Let's go to the news. My co-host is muted. In his mother's basement, he's muted.
Oh my God. In my mom's basement with the window right here on my second floor. Yeah, I just want to touch up real quick on those comments too, because again, this is fantasy football. Nobody pretends that fantasy football stats are real stats. Like their fantasy points correlate to real life. Whereas if Justin Fields was healthy the entire season, was a top 5 QB, why are the Bears maybe drafting a quarterback next year? Fantasy stats don't mean anything in real life, and that's what we are also talking about. We are mixing the two together. Where will a quarterback be next year? Are they good enough to elevate is Baker Mayfield good enough to elevate the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to a playoff contender, to a divisional? I mean, that the division's trash anyway, so all you got to do is win 9 games, I think. That's what we're talking about. Cool, Baker's doing great, but is he good enough to elevate, or should they look at another quarterback in the offseason?
And great for him as quarterback 15. That's the sad part. Great for him as quarterback 15, which isn't even top 12, which shouldn't be starting on most casual leagues. Not everyone plays super flex. So he's not even a starter in the majority of leagues.
Correct.
And as real life football, Dynasty, you have to mix that real life aspect to it, because if he's not playing well, he's out. And he's not playing well. I don't care what you guys see, what you guys think. Sure, he's putting up fantasy points. That's fine. Fantasy points are a lot different, like Justin said, than real life NFL. And when Jason Light and the management over there in the Buccaneers and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers organization sit down, they're not going to be looking, oh, well, he scored 22.6 points against the Falcons, or, oh, wow, he did this against the whoever Saints. They're not looking at his fantasy points. Oh, he had 33 rushing yards, which was actually elevated his fantasy production. They're looking at what mistakes did he make? How many times did he throw bad passes? By the way, top 5 in both danger plays and interceptable balls this year. Top 5 in both categories. I'm just saying, you guys can crown him, think he's going to be the starter for the Buccaneers for forever, or go somewhere else and ball out. That's on you. The bottom line, he's going to be a backup next year. Suck it. News.
Time for injury news.
So first up here, we have Justin Herbert, who fractured his index finger this last weekend against the Denver Broncos. Was not having a good game already. The belief is that he will likely be done for the rest of the season because of how the Chargers season's going. That leaves Easton Stick to be the starting quarterback for the Los Angeles Chargers this week. Who knows what that looks like for the rest of the season. Moving on. Another big guy here, Justin Jefferson. We just saw him come back. Finally, you've missed him for what, like 6 weeks this season. And gets hurt. So Josh Dobbs threw a weird ball to him, sent Justin to the hospital. That's not great for him. Hopefully he's fine. The belief here is that he will play this week on Saturday. And then CJ Stroud left the game in the fourth quarter with a concussion. I say fourth quarter for a reason. He was only 10 for 23 for 91 yards against the New York Jets in New York. He hit that turf pretty hard. Who knows if he actually plays this week? That's a real bummer for CJ Stroud for the season he has been having this year.
Yeah, that's going to hurt the most, the CJ Stroud one, because Justin Herbert's been on and off that finger. He's been hurt for the past 2 years. It seems like last year he was hurt all season. This year he's been hurt all season. Justin Jefferson hurts a lot too, of course, but we knew he's been out for a while. But Stroud's been carrying a lot of teams, especially in these super flex leagues. He's been carrying everyone, and he may not play this week. It's the first week of your fantasy playoffs. That's why we're here to help you out, give you some maybe replacements, maybe.
For both of these guys. We do have replacements for both of these guys. So
we're talking elite some elite players to replacements. I don't know where we're gonna go with this, but let's get right into the priority waivers. What's up, Ronald?
This week's priority waivers.
Number one on the list, Joe Flacco, Mr. Elite himself. It would have been cool if he, started for someone I like or has weapons because he's been freaking doing well. This is a revival for David Njoku. He's been balling out ever since Joe Flacco's taken over. Flacco is precise. I wonder now I know why they didn't stay with PJ Walker, because I was very upset that they didn't stay with PJ Walker. But the guy should be rostered if you had a CJ Stroud or Justin Herbert. Completion percentage isn't great, but he's slinging it. 300 yards last week, 21 points. He had 17.2 the week before that. 5 touchdowns since he's come back, 2 interceptions. You like to see it. You love to see it. He's someone that can get you a solid 15 points either way, but he has that upside where he can get you 20, 25 because he's a veteran and he has playmakers on his team.
Yeah, this is definitely somebody that you should be snagging if you have a guy like Kenny Pickett who was hurt last week. He's likely not going to play again this week against the Colts. Joe Flacco has 5 touchdowns, as Josh said. Kenny Pickett all season has 6 touchdowns. If you are starting Kenny Pickett for whatever reason, or you have him on your roster waiting for him to come back, you might as well just drop him, pick up Joe Flacco. That's your replacement. If you have Justin Herbert or CJ Stroud, I think Joe Flacco will get you some points this week. Going up against the Bears, then the Texans, those two are pretty good matchups. The only thing is week 17 in the championship, he goes up against the Jets. So we'll see how that does for him.
Joe Flacco?
For Joe Flacco.
Joe Flacco. That's awful. Against the Jets, and you might need to lean.
Revenge game right here, right?
You need to lean. Yeah, you need to lean to the next guy on our list then, if that's the case, because we're talking Mr. This hurts to say because this guy only has 9 touchdowns on the year. Desmond Ritter, 10% rostered. I picked him up in a my home league, and he's been balling out for me ever since. He does get the rushing yards. He does get, he does pass. He had a spectacular game throwing it to Drake London last week. They are playing the Panthers this week, who are god awful against everything. They're just really, really bad at football. So going into Carolina Sunday, 1:00, I like Desmond Ritter in this matchup a lot. He's the guy I would go for over Flacco, to be completely honest with you. I think he has more upside. He's not going to lose that job. They already went to Heineke, and Heineke was god awful trash, like beyond trash. Heineke wasn't the guy we thought he was going to be. I like Desmond Ritter. Why are you giving me that look? You don't like Ritter?
I'm not sure I agree fully here. This is one of those, especially with this matchup against the Panthers. The Panthers actually are a top 10 unit against quarterbacks in fantasy football this year. Everything else sucks. Well, fantasy quarterbacks do not score a lot of points, only 13 points average for the season against the quarterback position. It is a tough matchup. However, if you get through this week, you're looking at the Colts and the Bears, and those two teams do give up fantasy points to the quarterback right there in the middle of the range. But with Desmond Ritter coming off of a hot week against the Buccaneers, I expect him to finally get moving. This is a divisional game too, so these teams are going to play harder against each other. Maybe they actually do get Bijan Robinson in some dump offs and get this whole team going. Desmond Ritter also was a big benefactor this last week from Drake London, getting like 1 million receptions and 2,000 yards in a single game. It's a big game for that entire team. I just don't know if that's going to be the same thing for the Panthers this week.
I said Desmond Ritter's been balling out. That's a lie. He hasn't been balling out. He balled out the times I started him. I just want to make that clear for all you incels out there. He's balled out for me in spot starts, and that's all I care. I wasn't starting him against the Giants. Jets. I wasn't starting him against the Saints. No way. But I was in plus matchups like Washington, Houston, Tampa Bay. I was starting him, and every time he played Washington, Tampa Bay, Washington, he did really well. Over 19 points in the majority of them. The only time was he didn't score 19 points or above was in week 7 against Tampa Bay, 13.8. I think even though Carolina, I think the reason why people don't score a lot on Carolina, these quarterbacks, because they get up and they just run it. Atlanta's not good enough to just get up and run it. They're not good enough.
That's
So
fair.
it's going to be a competition. It's going to be a hard fought game. What do you do against Carolina the first time? Ooh, week 1, 8.9 points, but he only threw the ball like nothing, never. He didn't even throw the ball. He had 115 yards passing, 1 passing touchdown, no rushing yards. Seems like they did barely use them, but 83.3 completion percentage. It's pretty good. I'd say it's pretty good. But yeah, Desmond Ritter, I think I would take him over Joe Flacco in the long run. And that's just a hot take from me because I like the matchups going forward. Hot take.
Josh over
Hot
here.
take.
Okay.
All right, let's answer some questions.
Am I cutting out to you? Like
Yeah,
on my
you've been
side,
cutting out.
God, my internet is god awful. Everybody watching this show, I'm so sorry today.
You've been cutting out the whole time, and I didn't know if it was me or you, so I just went with it. I'm a professional.
Usually you cut out on me, so I'm just like, well, I'll just keep going. But then I'm like seeing my like video just lagging all over the place. It's a mess. Anyways, next guy.
Well, let's answer some of these questions real quick before they leave. Ronald McDonald, of course. That's a lot.
That is a lot. I'm a 10-4 team. Okay, I'm a 10-4 team, 1 seed with Brock Purdy, Kyler Murray, QB, wide receiver. Oh, that's his QB. His wide receivers are Gabe Davis, Calvin Ridley, Romeo Dobbs, Josh Downs, running backs Travis Etienne, Jerome Ford, Javonte Williams, and tight end Jake Ferguson. Thoughts? I mean, you're the first place team, so
I wish I was in your league. I wish I was in your league because my team is way better than that, and I was 7-7 and missed the playoffs. Sorry, not sorry. Gabe Davis is a 0. Calvin Ridley is up and down. Dobbs is a, and Josh Downs. Your receivers are god awful, but you make up for it in your running back position. Etienne's been fire. Brock Purdy's been unreal. I cannot believe I was so wrong on Brock Purdy. I remember I traded Brock Purdy last offseason to Jacob, and I thought I got over. I was laughing. I'm like, this guy believes in Brock Purdy. What a moron. Trey Lance is the best. This is before the Trey Lance thing. And boy, was
you were big on Trey Lance this offseason.
Joke's on me, man. Joke's on me. You. Hey, I can admit when I'm wrong. Not often, but I can. Anyway, who's the next guy?
Chase Brown.
This guy, I did not believe in him coming into the season, coming into this week. I know people were hot on him saying, hey, you should pick him up. Rostered in 7% of leagues, so nobody listened. He looks fast. He looks better than Joe Mixon, although Joe Mixon scored, I think, 5 touchdowns in the past 7 weeks. Joe Mixon's been on fire himself, but every time Brown's on the field, which isn't often, right? He only had 13.7 snap shares the week before. Not so much against Indianapolis. He only had 3 targets, 3 catches, 105 yards, though, and a touchdown. He can make plays. I really like him, and I feel like if you roster Joe Mixon, that's why he's on this list, you need Chase Brown. If you need help, if you have like a Kenneth Walker or somebody that's really questionable or you don't know if they're going to play or not, I'm not saying put him in there, but he is getting opportunities. He had 8 carries. 8 carries last week, 3 targets. That's, I can't do math real quick. That's 12, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 opportunities, which for a running back, 11 opportunities is pretty good. It's pretty good. So
the stats are like right there.
Oh, I can't. Listen, I don't have multiple screens like you, right?
I'm only on one screen right now.
My mother's basement, we're a lot more poor over here.
Oh,
I only have one computer and they're split. I got split screens.
I'm looking at it. Okay. Get a bigger basement. Get some more screens in your basement.
Be better, huh? Be better.
Better.
But I do like Chase Brown moving forward. 7% roster, like I said. Again, you're holding on to a Jerry Jeudy who's doing 0 for you, or someone like that. Josh Downs who's doing 0 for you. Why not grab? He's doing 0. He's not doing great. He's been okay, but listen. I'm not attacking you. I'm just attacking like if you want 7 points, cool. You could also get 7 points from Chase Brown and a backup. And if Joe Mixon goes down, you get an explosive running back. That's all I'm saying. He's more value. He holds more value than these wide receiver 4s and 5s that you're just rostering for no reason. Do you have anything to add?
I have nothing to add. I like Chase Brown. I actually drafted him in 2 dynasty leagues this year, so sitting pretty right now.
Sitting pretty. Next guy on the list, we have Mr. Zay Jones. The poor man's Christian Kirk. This guy came out week 1 and had a really exciting season or week, and I was really worried for Christian Kirk because I remember pounding my fist on this desk, the same desk, telling you all Christian Kirk is the number 1 receiver on that team. Week 1, and he was not, and I was worried that I was wrong. But it came out, I was right. Christian Kirk was the main target. Christian Kirk had the highest target share. Christian Kirk was that dude. But now he's hurt, and now he's out, and Zay Jones is going to fill in. I'm not saying he's going to be the number 1 guy there. I'm not saying he's going to even be better or on par with your boy Christian Kirk. I'm just telling you, 14 targets, you got to look at that. Trevor Lawrence, I told you guys in the offseason, that's why it was not high on Calvin Ridley. He loves to check down. He is like one of the lowest yards per attempt in the NFL. He likes these little slants. He likes these little crossing routes, and that's what Zay Jones is going to run. 8 targets the week before against Cincinnati. He's not going away. Now, you want to see these come up to receptions. He only had 5 back-to-back weeks. You want to see that improve, actually catch the ball. But, you want to see the opportunities. Who else can you get that has 14 targets? Who had 14 targets last week? Can you name anyone? I'm sure there was, but I didn't see it.
I didn't watch NFL this last weekend, so.
Wow, neither did I. I'm just kidding. Watch a little bit. I've been sick, people. And plus,
I don't think even Drake London had 14 targets, and he had 10 receptions. So
target leaders, week 14. I should have done this research before, man.
You can't ask a question and then not already have the answer.
Well, that's what I do. I thought you had it. I thought you had the answers.
If the answer's not on this screen right now, I don't have it. I'm sorry.
So CD had 17. Is that true? Is this true? No.
He had a lot, and then he did not hit his over, right? That can't be right. So Garrett Wilson, Amari Cooper, and Zay Jones had 14 targets this last week.
There you go. He's on this. If you're on the same level as those elite talents, come on, you got to get picked up.
He had probably did. So that's 27 in between the two of them. Evan Ingram had 12 targets. That is your top 6 target leaders for the week. The Jaguars have 3 of the 6.
And I like that. So Zay Jones is on my. That's why he's on my list. Next guy. Unless you have something to add about Zay Jones.
My only worry is that he got 14 targets, but he only caught 5 of them. So he dropped 9 balls, or just he didn't receive 9 balls.
Dropped?
He only had 29 yards. That's not great. That's 7.9 points. I mean, I guess that's better than Josh Downs and stuff like that, but we're looking at targets, and targets is what matters. So as long as he catches half of those targets, then we're looking good.
Yes. Next guy on our list, and the last guy on our list, is a wide receiver out of Baltimore, Odell Beckham. He's back, 42%. He's actually looked good.
This is wrong. I'm so sorry.
Wow.
Last week, I was like, wait, Odell did not have 14 targets also? This is crazy.
Did he have 14 targets? No, I'm just kidding. No, Odell Beckham, he did have that long touchdown. It seems like he is becoming more of a factor than I thought he was going to be. I was really down on Odell. I'm not going to lie. But he had 10 targets. Yeah, we all were. 10 targets, 4 catches, 97 yards. Again, double-digit targets from an offense that doesn't really throw the ball a ton. He had 4 catches, 97 yards, that long touchdown. He is getting more involved. They're going to have to get him more involved. His next matchup is Jacksonville, then San Fran, then Miami. I like those a lot, especially the Jacksonville, especially the Miami. We all saw Miami last night get exposed as the frauds they are on the Finstock Sports Network. I'm saying that. God, that made me so mad.
They're all frauds.
Yeah, everyone. Eagles.
How are you up 14 points with 4 minutes left in the game and lose?
Hey, Will Levis, have you ever eaten a banana peel?
Listen, I'm so done with the banana peel. That was all over Good Morning Football today. Will Levis won angry runs because of that stupid freaking run. There were so many better ones, but he won it because of the banana peel.
Yeah, because he's a beast. He's jacked. He's the most jacked quarterback that ever lived. Gotta respect that. But back to Odell Beckham. Someone's got to catch the ball on this team. Zay Flowers has been great. He's been special, but he's dropping a ton of balls, and his opportunities are going down week after week. We thought Rashad Bateman was a guy, but he's not. He's just a guy. He's not the guy. He's just a guy. Oh, you like him, huh?
No, Zay Flowers had 10 targets, 6 receptions, and 20 points last week. Also, he had 23 points the week before. He's not dropping.
He's been dropping balls. I've been watching him because I'm invested in him. He's been dropping a lot of balls. That's what I meant.
Oh, but Zay Jones is okay.
Zay Jones 9 is getting bad targets, but they're targets. Zay Jones, listen, I love Zay Jones. I really do. But the problem with Zay Jones is, again, he had 2 touchdowns in a week, so you're telling me he's touchdown dependent to get those fantasy points. He had 25 receiving yards in week 12 and 60 last week. So he is I'm going to catch the ball at the line of scrimmage and get 3 yards. Luckily, those 2 touchdowns saved him in back-to-back weeks. I will say that. Take those 6 points away, then we're looking at a different player. Back to his 8 points, 12 points, 2 points, 6 points, the way he's been. Yes, he scored 2 touchdowns. That's great. I can't take those away from him. But again, 5 catches for 25 yards in week 12. That's good.
I mean, no, but he's still getting 20-something points from it.
Yeah,
are you dropping Pickens too after last week?
I've been drop Pickens. I really have.
Yeah, he's been pretty trash this year. He had a good start, and then that
because
sucks.
Just because of the situation. Pickens has not been in my starting lineup or on my rosters if I don't have to. Pickens has hit that list of, do I really want the 5 points on my team, or do I want to ensure my backup running back?
Isn't it weird that the Steelers, we saw 1 week where Deontay Johnson just didn't even run for a fumble, and then the next 2 weeks he scored 13 plus fantasy points and is actually getting targeted. He's gotten touchdowns, but George Pickens hasn't gotten like anything.
Yeah, it's really weird. It's wild. That whole offense is wild. I don't want to touch anyone on that offense, whether it be Deontay, whether it be Pickens or Warren anymore. Ever since Canada's been gone, Warren hasn't been the same. I just don't know what's going on with that offense. Hey, maybe Baker can go there. Start, right?
That's what we said.
Yeah, maybe Baker can go to Pittsburgh. He's a starter. He's elite. Right? Hold on. Is it this one?
When I woke up this morning, I was feeling pretty dangerous.
Hey, man, we're all Baker fans over here. Go Baker. It's so funny that was our most popular video, by the way.
I can't believe by far that is our most popular video. Like I it still blows my mind. I'm like, there were better videos.
Yep.
Like this. And my internet's crapping out on me again.
If nobody heard that, there were better videos. But people like to hate watch, and it's fine. It's fine. It helps us out. I appreciate it. I really do. Keep hating watching, people, because we're here and we're not leaving. We're here every single Tuesday at noon. We're here every single Wednesday night at 8. This is his cue to play the music, by the way, but he hasn't. This is I love you, Justin. I really do. And then we're here every single Friday at noon. So you can't get rid of us. You will never get rid of us. Ronald McDonald, thank you for showing up. Hunter, you're usually here, but you're not, but that's okay. If you want to go ahead and join the conversation, make sure you follow us on YouTube at OUSFF Pod or at Fins Talk Sports Network. Make sure you follow us on X, OUSFF Pod. Josh Kimmel, OUS at Justin Bauerle. Other than that, guys, I'm done. My voice is cracking. I got to get out of here. Any last words, Justin?
Not at all. I will have better internet tomorrow.
Hey, when I woke up this morning, I was feeling dangerous.
Thanks for listening. Be sure to like and subscribe wherever you watch or listen to podcasts. Follow on X and Instagram at OUSFFPOD. We'll be back next week for more ways to win your league.